it's Beverly. I'm making the Red Heart Crochet Amigurumi Santa ornament. I'm a day later than I wanted to be getting this done because I was working on the reindeer headband that I talked about, and I'm going to be showing you that later in the video. So here, let's get on with our Santa, because I really wanted to make this Santa ornament. So hopefully you've printed out your pattern, and according to this, we're going to work in continuous rounds, and we need to use a stitch marker to keep track of our rounds. To change color. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the tan yarn that came with it, or if you have your own yarn. It says to make a magic loop, chain 1, and put 6 single crochets in the magic loop. Okay, so the way I make a magic loop is I take the yarn and put it over my first 2 fingers of my left hand. Then I pull it, wrap it under, and go over that to form an X. I pinch it with my index finger and my thumb, and then I give it to my other index finger and thumb of my right hand, and you guys can see the loop. Then I go ahead and I take my left hand because I want to begin crocheting, and then I give the loop back to myself. Okay, so I give the loop back to myself, and I chain 1. Okay, so you insert it in the big loop, pull it, draw up a loop, and complete a pull through to make a chain. Now that doesn't count. We have to make 6 single crochets. Okay, so you insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and that's our first single crochet. Now what I like to do is put a stitch marker in that first stitch, that first single crochet, because for some reason I tend to pull that first single crochet too tight for me to go into on the next row. Okay, so now I'm going to insert my hook into the loop, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and I do have other videos that shows you how to do the magic loop, especially the slipper video. Okay, I've mentioned it before, and it shows you how to make slippers for any size foot. Okay, so I'm doing my single crochets. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to do 2 more single crochets. Okay. Now the directions say to pull the loop tight. So to pull the loop tight, you use the tail. Okay. Then it says continue in rounds. All right. So 2 single crochets in each single crochet. All right. So we're going to come over, we're not going to make a chain, we're not going to join it, we're just going to go directly into that first single crochet. Okay, and we're going to do 2 single crochets in that very first single crochet. Okay, so there's one, and I'm going to go ahead and mark that first stitch, so when I come back around I know that I'm done. Plus we have to count. So another single crochet in that same stitch, because we're doing 2 in every stitch, and we're going to of course end up with 12. Okay, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And then the next one, 2 single crochets, and then I'm on my last one, and we'll see if we have 12. And I do have 12 stitches. Okay, so now we're going to do another, or an increase row, because basically you just made your bottom bigger. So we're going to do an increase row of 1 single crochet and then 2 in the next. Okay, so what that means is we're going to remove the marker and do 1 single crochet. See if I can retrieve my marker. I can. I'm going to mark that stitch. So I put 1 single crochet in the first stitch. In the second stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets because we're increasing. In the next stitch, we're going to put 1 single crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to put 2. And 1 in the next. And 2 in the next one. In the next stitch, we just put 1. And the next stitch, we put 2. And the next, we put 1. And the next, we put 2. And then we have 2 stitches left, so we have 1 and then 2 in this last one, and we're back to our marker. We want to count our stitches, and we should have 18. I do. Okay, so we can pull our tail, and while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and stitch in my tail, and I'll meet you back. You just go around some of the threads there. You don't go to the other side. You just go around some of the threads in the center. Then we can clip off this tail. Okay, so I wove in my tail, and we have completed round 3. Now we're going to round 4, and round 4 says to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 2, and then 2 in that third stitch. So it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so I'll do the first couple stitches. So we're going to go in the first stitch and do a single crochet. I'm going to mark my stitch. A single crochet in the next stitch and 2 in the next stitch. So there's your 1, 1, 2. Okay. 1, 1, 2. Okay. Now go ahead and finish the round 1, 1, 2. And at the end of the round, you should have 24 stitches. And I will meet you back. Okay, I completed round 4 and I have 24 stitches. Now we're ready for round 5. Round 5 is all single crochets. So you 1 single crochet in each stitch. At the end of the rows, you should have 24, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I have 24 stitches and completed round 5. Now, as you can see, it's kind of cupping up, but we want it to cup in the other direction, like, because this is the wrong side, okay? But that's not important right now. I just wanted you not to worry that it was cupping, because we're starting to come up the sides of our circle. Now we're going to do another increase in row 6. We're going to do 3 single crochets and then 2. So 1, 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2 is what we're going to do in this row. And at the end of this row, you should have 30 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to do the first single crochet and mark it. And then I'm going to do another single crochet and another single crochet, and then 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Okay, whoop, my yarn split, so I have to take it back out. All right, so now I'm going to continue around doing 3 singles and then a double, 3 singles and a double. Meet you back, count your stitches, and make sure you have 30. Okay, guys, now you should have 30 stitches. Now what, round 7? Round 7 is a little different, but the same. So I got myself a piece of scrap yarn in a different color other than the head. I picked red. And what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet 8 stitches. Then we're going to place a marker around that 8th stitch. And that marker is going to stay there to the end of the project. We're going to use that marker to place the beard when we go to do the beard. Okay, so it says to single crochet 8 single crochets. Okay, so I'm going to single crochet the first single crochet and mark it. Now I'm going to single crochet 7 more single crochets for a total of 8. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, it says to mark that stitch. I think what I'm going to do is make that 8th stitch. Then I'm going to take a needle and I'm going to put it under the loop. Okay? And I'm going to hang on to this side of it and pull it through. Okay? So you can see I've got that red yarn under that stitch so that I know that's the 8th stitch. And you can kind of even it out. Plus we want to pull it out later when we go to sew our beard. You could probably use a piece of white. I thought about that too. But there's that 8th stitch. Okay. And then we're going to single crochet the rest of the stitches. So it says single crochet 8, place a marker in last stitch worked for the beard placement. 1 single crochet in each of the single crochets around. So you guys got the point. Now I'm going to single crochet and get my voice back. Okay. So I have my yarn hanging around the 8th stitch. Now you could also use another one of these stitch markers, but I wanted to show you what it would be like if you didn't have these. Okay, so we're just going to leave that hang. We might change it to one of these later. Now this row is a little unusual too. It says to do 15 single crochets for row 8. Okay, so we've got 1 single crochet and I'm going to mark the stitch, and we're going to be adding the white yarn as we do this row. Okay, so there's the first stitch and we've got to do 15. Okay, so now we're going to do row 8 and 9. The first thing we do is we're going to stitch 15 single crochets, and we're going to change color in the 15th stitch to the white. Okay, so do 15 single crochets, and then we're going to cut our yarn and join the white color. And I'll show you how to do that. How to change colors. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, number 13, and number 14. Now, on number 15, we're going to take and insert our hook as if to single crochet and bring up the loop. But then we have 2 loops on our hook, and we're going to stop, and we're going to drop that working yarn. We're going to grab the white yarn in this case. We're going to put it over the back of the hook like so, and we're going to pick it up as a working yarn. We're going to use it to pull through those last 2 loops of the 15th stitch. And we're going to give the brown yarn a pull to bring that stitch back in line. And if you take a look, there's your 15th brown stitch. Now we're ready to go into the next stitch with the white working yarn. Okay. And then we'll just give the brown one another little pull to kind of bring it down. So the stitches are the same size. And then now it says to do 15 in the white color. And then we'll be cutting the white color and joining back in the tan. Okay, that was number 13, number 14, and number 15. So with number 15, we insert our hook. We have 2 loops on our hook. We grab a new working yarn. We put it over the back and pull through that 15th stitch with the new working yarn. And then we proceed to the next stitch. I know it's a little fiddly. And you make the next stitch in the new color. And then you can pull the white one down. And of course you can cut it off and trim it, but not too short. Okay, so we have to finish. Now that was row 8. Now we're doing row 9, which is 15 stitches in the tan. Okay, so let's go around. And I'll meet you where we're going to join the white. Okay, I'm into the 15th stitch. I'm going to pull up a loop and hold. Then I'm going to grab a white working yarn. There's the tail. Put it down in. Finish that 15th stitch with the new working yarn. And you can go ahead and do the next stitch while you have it in your hand to kind of anchor it real quick. It is fiddly. And there we anchored it. And then you have the brown one over here. And you pull it down. and continue with the row. And at the end of this row, we're going to switch back to the brown. Okay, so I'll meet you back. Okay, I'm going into that 15th stitch, and I'm going to cut my working yarn from earlier, and I'm going to join it over here. So I inserted my hook in the 15th stitch. I'm going to add my new working yarn to the back and use the new working yarn to finish that 15th stitch. And you have to pull down the white one and pull them all down. Okay. I think that's right. And then you can go right into the next stitch. And I tell you, it is fiddly. But there you go. And you have and that's the end of row 9. The end of, or the beginning of row 10. Row 10, we're going to do single crochet 2 together. So that's a decrease. And I'm going to tell you how to do that. Okay, so the first thing we do is we do 3 single crochets for row 10. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I'm going to mark this first one. I know it's, but I just kind of feel better if it's marked. Okay. And we can cut our working yarn on the white because we're going to need it when we get on the other side. So you can cut it. And I know you're getting all kinds of strings, and you can just kind of tuck them down inside of your snowman or your Santa. Okay, because we can sew them, we can anchor those better later. Okay, so I have 3 single crochets on row 10. Now we're going to single crochet 2 together. You insert your hook, pull up a loop, and stop. You insert your hook in the next stitch, pull up a loop, and go through all 3 stitches. We're going to do 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now, I still don't understand why this is over here. We're going to find out later. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 2 together. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and stop. Insert your hook, pull up a loop in the next stitch, and pull through all 3. 2, 3. I'm confused. This is confusing me. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. And you should have 2 tan stitches left. We're going to single crochet these 2 together. So you insert the hook, pull up a loop, and stop. Insert the hook, pull up a loop, and stop. Now, if you remember, we're switching over to our white again, which I lost the tail. There it is. So we're going to put our yarn tail in the hole and hold it, drop the tan, and pull through all 3 stitches with the new color. Now it says do 1 single crochet in the next 3, so we're going to repeat this, but now we're using white. So we're going to skip all the way over here to the white stitch, and again we have to try to hang on to all these tails, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in the white, and we can pull and tighten up the tan one. So that was our first single crochet in the white, so we have to do 2 more. 1 and 2. And you can pull on your tan one, and you can always stop and sew these in. Okay, so you have 3 single crochets. Now we're going to single crochet 2 together. So insert your hook, pull up a loop and stop. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, and go through all 3 stitches. Single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 2, pull up a loop and stop, go in the next one, pull up a loop, go through all 3 stitches. We're going to do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and in the last 2 we're going to single crochet together, and we're going to go back to the brown. So that means we're going to pull up a loop and stop, pull up a loop and stop. So I got 3 loops on my hook, and I have to have a tan working yarn. Okay, so I'm going to take the yarn from over on the other side, give it a snip, put it behind these 3 stitches, and draw through all 3 loops. Give it a pull. Give the white one a pull to kind of bring the stitches down. Okay. Oh, let's see, it's over here. I got the wrong one. No wonder. Okay, then we're going to do row 11, which we're going to single crochet in the next 12. Okay. And I realize this is very fidgety, you guys, because I'm fidgeting too. Okay, so 12 single crochets, and we're going to get this in a second. So that yarn goes back there. Then I need to, oh, let's see, let's try, I'm going to do mine again, you guys. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do mine again. Okay. I made it easier because it took the stitch marker out. Okay, so I'm going to do my last 2 single crochets together. So pull up a loop, stop, pull up a loop, stop, drop your white one, pick up the tan one, hang on to it because I don't think I hung on to it, pull through 3 loops, and then single crochet with the brown yarn in the next stitch. And you're going to do 12 single crochets. Okay, there we go. I got it this time. So I'm going to mark my first stitch. Okay, and I'm going to do 12 single crochets and meet you guys back. Okay, I did 11 single crochets, and the 12 single crochets we're going to join the white yarn. So that means from over here, you have to cut the white yarn. So you cut it and give yourself a tail. I think after we finish this row, we're going to stop and sew all these in. Okay, we got our 12 stitch, so pull up a loop. I just cut it. Now where's the tail? Oh, there it is. Okay, now we have to join the white yarn to finish the 12th stitch, and then go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 12 single crochets in the white. And then we're going to tighten the working yarn, okay, from the tan, and we're going to do 12 single crochets in the white, and change back to the tan. Okay, so I'll meet you back. Okay, I'm ready to do that 12th stitch and change my yarn back to the tan. So I'm going to cut the yarn from the previous start. I'm going to remove the stitch marker because it seems to help. It's too much fiddling. Okay, so in this next stitch, I'm going to pull up a loop and stop, drop the white working yarn, join the tan working yarn through those stitches, and then right next door, do a single crochet in the tan, and that'll anchor the tan yarn. There we go. And then you can tighten up the white. Okay. Now, that was the end of round 11. We're going to be doing it again, switching the yarns back and forth for round 12. Okay, guys, I think I figured out what this is. This might be the back of Santa's hair. It's a mystery. Okay, round 12. We're going to single crochet in the first 2. So I already did 1 in the tan. So let's single crochet the next one. And then we're going to do 2 together. So we're going to do insert, pull up a loop, stop, insert, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets together, 1, pull up a loop, stop, insert, pull up a loop, go through all 3 loops. Okay. Do 2 single crochets. Whoop, I split my yarn. And now 2 single crochets together. Insert your hook, pull up a loop and stop, insert your hook, pull up a loop and stop. And we have to join the white yarn. So go ahead, where's my scissors? There they are. And cut the yarn from the other side. Make the white one the working yarn by putting it in the back and pulling through all 3 loops. Then going ahead and making a single crochet in the next single crochet to anchor it. And then pull your tan working yarn a little. Okay, now we're going to do 2 single crochets and then 2 single crochets together. So there was the first one. And here's number 2. And then we're going to do insert your hook, pull up a loop, stop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, go through all 3. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets. And then we're going to single crochet 2 together. Insert your hook, pull up a loop and stop. Insert your hook, pull up a loop and pull through all 3. And mine got stuck, so I'm going to do it again. I pulled out that last single crochet, so I have to single crochet again, and then insert your hook, pull up a loop, stop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and go through all 3. Okay, do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then single crochet 2 together. And we're not going to change yarn. So pull up a loop and stop, pull up a loop, and go through all 3 stitches. Now, it says to slip stitch to the next single crochet, which was the first tan one. And fasten off. So to slip stitch, you insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then that new loop goes under the first loop. And it says to fasten off. Okay, so I'm going to cut my yarn, cut my white yarn, leaving a tail. And then I'm going to put that yarn through that stitch. And there we go. We fastened off. Now, according to the pattern, see, we have this hole. There should be 18 stitches there. Now, it says that we're going to stuff this, but I'm going to go back and try to do some of these, lock in these stitches. So yeah, see why I'm thinking that's the back of Santa's head, because the beard mark we had on the front. So that's what I'm assuming. But I'm going to pause the video and weave these ends, loose ends in, and trim them and all that stuff, because I want to. Okay, so I sewed in all my tails, and it says to stuff the head firmly. So here's some stuffing. So I'm going to put the stuffing down in it. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to make the hat. So I'm going to put just a smidge more here. So all I can think of is that's the back of the head. And that is the hair. That's Santa's hair. Okay. Oh, so we're going to set this down, and we're going to use some white yarn. I want to make sure. Yes, we're going to use some white yarn. We're going to make a magic loop, and we're going to put 6 single crochets in our magic loop. Okay, so I'll put the rest of the stuffing over here, and we're going to get our white yarn, and here's a tail right here. Okay, and we're going to form a magic loop. So a magic loop, I put it over 2 fingers, I bring it around, and I make an X. Then I give it to my other hand so that I can put my finger under the working yarn. I give it back to myself. Then I insert my hook, pull through a loop, and then pull through that little loop. And that makes a chain to link it. Now I'm going to do 6 single crochets into the magic loop. And I always mark the first stitch with a stitch marker, because for some reason I pull that first stitch pretty tight. So I got to close up my stitch marker. And now I have 1 stitch. I'm going to do 5 more single crochets. Three. 4, 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more, because I have to have 6. Okay. it says to pull the loop tight and join. So we're going to pull the loop tight and we're going to join into that first single crochet. So I'm going to remove the marker and go into that stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull that new loop through the existing loop, and that is a join. Then it says to chain 1, single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that first stitch. So we're going to do 6 single crochets. Four. Five. And 6. Okay, I can get this tan yarn out of here, but I got a tingle. Okay, so I got 6, and then it says to join and break this color yarn. So we're going to join in that first stitch. Color C. No, color B. We're going to join color B, which in this case is the red. We're going to join the red. So before I break A, I'm going to join my red color in the last stitch here. So I'm pulling out the red. Okay, there it is. So in this last stitch, just like we did with the brown and whatever, I'm going to pull the red through those last 2 stitches. Okay, and then it says for the next row is to chain 1 and 1 single crochet in each of those 6 single crochets. Okay, so there's my first red single crochet, and I'm gonna, well, I guess I don't have to mark this first one because we'll be able to see it. Okay, so there's the first single crochet, and number 2, and number 3, number 4. Okay, someone was at the door, so I had to, so excuse me. So I'm finally, there's number 5, I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got 6. So let's try to get all my things together here. And we have to join to the first one over here. Okay, cool. So join. Okay. So I'm going to weave in my tail from the white, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so now we're ready for row 4, and we're going to do some increases here. So we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in the next stitch, or the same stitch, whichever, and mark it. And my yarn keeps splitting. I got rid of those white tails. I wove them in. Okay, now in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. The next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets for a total of 9 stitches. Okay, so I'm going to count my stitches, start at the marker and go back around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. So then we're going to join, and we have 9 single crochets. Now that was row 4. Now rows 5 and 6, we single crochet all the way around every stitch. So at the end of row 6, you should have 9 single crochets, and I'll meet you back. Okay guys, so I finished rows 5 and 6. So now we're ready for row 7. And 7 is an increased row. Okay. So 1 single crochet in the next 2. And 2 single crochets in the next. So that's 1, 1, 2. So 1, 1, and then 2 in the next. One, 1, 2. Okay, so I got 12 stitches. This is a total for round 7. Then join. Slip stitch to join, chain 1, and in row 8, we're going to do a single crochet, and I'm going to mark it. One single crochet and then 2 in the next. So 1 and then 2, 1 and then 2, and you should have a total of 18 stitches. I'll be back. Okay, after row 8, I have 18 stitches. Rows 9 and 10 are single crochets all around. One single crochet in each stitch for row 10, row 9, and 10. So I'll meet you back after row 10, and you should have 18 stitches. Okay, I finished rows 9 and 10, and I have 18 stitches. Now we're going to do another increase. We're going to do one single crochet in each of the next 2, and then 2 in the next stitch. So that's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. When you get done with that row, you should have 24 stitches, and I'll meet you back. Okay, I completed row 11, and I have 24 stitches. Now, row 12 is to do a single crochet, 1 in each stitch, and again, you'll have 24 stitches, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so I finished row 12. Now for 13, we're still increasing. So on row 13, we're going to do 1, 1, 1, 2. So you do 3 single crochets in a row and then 2 single crochets in one stitch. 1, 1, 1, 2. And when you get done, you'll have 30 stitches, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so now on that round 13, I have 30 stitches. Now what we're supposed to do is chain 1 and do a single crochet in each stitch. So for 30 stitches, and then we're going to switch back to the white. So do that, and I'll meet you back when we join the color white. Okay, so I finished round 14, and before I slip stitch to join, I'm going to go into the stitch and pull up a loop. No, I'm not. I'm going to go into the stitch and just wait. Grab my new yarn, which is the white, pull through, pull through. That's how that works. Then I'm going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch as the join. And there we have the first stitch of round 15. So I joined the white and fastened off the red. And so what we're going to do for round 15 is to do a single crochet in every stitch around. So that means we should have 30 single crochets for round 15 and 16. So 2 rows of single crochet with the white, and I will meet you back. Okay, so I'm done with round 16. I have 2 rows of white, and so it says to finish it off and leave a long tail. So I'm also going to finish off the red one and sew that in. Okay, so what they want you to do next is to fold over the top of the hat and use some white yarn to stitch the hat or the pom-pom to the side of the hat. That is like so sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so now we've stuffed it, and it says with remaining tail, sew 15th round of hat to top of head. So first round of hat points to the left. Okay, so you put this on, and this is the front where the beard's gonna go. And the first part of the hat should point to the left. Hat sits at a slight angle. So maybe what it's saying is it angles back a little bit so that you have room to make that face. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and sew this on. Okay guys, I got my little Santa's hat on. There he is. So the next part of this is to create the beard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our white yarn and we're going to chain 2. So we're going to make a beard. So here's it. So we're going to chain 2. Okay. Chain 2 and 6 single crochets in the second chain from the hook. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 and 2, and in this second chain from the hook I'm going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then it says to chain 2. Turn your work 2 half double crochets in the first single crochet. So that's in the same stitch you just came out of. And it said the chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Okay, so technically there's like 3 coming off of there. Then it says 3 double crochet in each of the next 2. So in the next stitch we're going to do 3 double crochets. And in the next stitch we're going to do 3 double crochets. And in the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochets. Three half double crochets in each of the next 2. But I got 3 stitches left. I'm gonna check this out. Oh, it says to leave the remaining stitches unworked. Okay, now I got it. So that's why I don't have, that's why I have extra stitches. Okay. Okay, so let me do this over again. So 2 half doubles in the very first stitch, 2 doubles in the 3 doubles in the next stitch, one more double, and then 3 doubles in the next stitch, and then 2 half doubles in the next stitch, and there's 2 stitches left unworked. Okay. Okay, so those 2 stitches don't get anything. Now it says to chain 1, single crochet in each of the first 2 half double crochets. Okay, so 1 chain and turn your work. 1 single crochet in each of the first 2 half double crochets. Okay, my yarn splitting here. So single, single, two half double crochets in the next double crochet, 2 half doubles in the next double crochet, 1 double in each of the next, 1 double in the next double, 2 doubles in the next 2 doubles. Okay, so 1, 2, 2 doubles in this double, 1, 2. Okay, now what? 1 double in the next double, 1 double, 1 double in the next double, 2 half doubles in the next double. And then 2 singles in the last, 1 single in each of the last 2. Okay. So, I don't know, that looks a little weird to me. Chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn, slip stitch, and second chain from hook. 1, 2. You guys got to print the pattern if you're going to do this. Slip stitch in the second chain from the hook in each of the next 4. I guess this is 4. 2. 3. 4. Oh, that's a sideburn that I just made. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2 single crochets. One single crochet in each of the next 2. 2 single crochets. Yeah, you guys are going to have to print this pattern for this, at least for this part, if you've not already, because this is too hard to break down. Single crochet in the next 2. 2 single crochets in the next one. Okay, so what I'm doing is I made a sideburn. So here's like the beard. And this is the sideburn, and then I'm coming back around. So this is a little crazy. So you guys have to print this so you can actually see this. Look at that, you guys, it's the beard. Look at the beard. Oh, and there's the sideburn. Oh my goodness, it's going to go around like this, you guys. Here's the beard, you guys, with the sideburns. I'm sorry. There was way too many weird looking stitches. And without being... So please print the pattern and do this. Okay, I'm going to do the mustache now. Okay, this is weird. It says to join okay, so this is, see, the last sideburn, you came down and joined to the last single crochet worked. Then it said fasten it off. Join with the slip stitch at the first unworked single crochet of the first round of the beard. So remember when we had those stitches that we didn't do anything with? That's where it wants you to go back to. It would have been nice if they would have told you to mark those stitches. Oh, that's right here. Okay, that's right. Up here at the top, these are the unworked stitches. Okay. With slip stitch to first unworked stitch, single crochet. Okay, so you were coming from this way, and it said to join in a slip stitch to the first unworked stitch. So that would be this one. I'm so sorry, guys. Just please print the pattern to try to figure this out. And then hopefully it can help a little. Okay, so I joined it. Then it says chain 1. 3 single crochets in each of 2 unworked stitches. One, 2, 3. And then this over here is the last unworked single crochet. And it said to do 3 single crochets. Come on. Oh, it's hung up. There we go. 1, 2, I'm going to do that over because that's going to be right on the front part. 1, 2, 3. So then I'm thinking that I need to pull this down over here, because see how it's like right there? So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this I guess I'm going to finish it off up here and then I'll sew it together. So let's finish it off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and figure out how it goes. Because see, obviously we don't want that. So it's probably going to come, but it says to fold it too, to have it come down. Because the mustache, you know, is kind of folded down. Because it says fold mustache down and sew to the right side of the beard. So then sew the top of the beard and the sideburns to the head, with the beard centered at the marker on the 7th round. Remember, head and end of sideburns under the brim of the hat. Okay, so here's our snowman. And so I'm thinking the beard goes right where that little marker is. Okay. And then we have to fold the beard down. And attach the sideburns. Are you guys with me so far? Attach the sideburns to the hair. And then we're going to make the face. So print the pattern, make this, and sew it on. When I get it done, I'll come back and show you how I did it. And then I'll do the face. I hope you're not confused. Okay, guys, I got my beard on. So now I got to do the face, and I'll come back and show you my face when I get it on. There's my mustache and my beard. Look how he did the beard. So what I did was I just kind of positioned the sideburns, and then wherever it kind of came out is where I left it. And so I'm going to put the eyes and the nose. No nose. It just looks that all it has is 2 eyes. So let's see what this says. Face. Fringe knots with 5 wraps around needle for nose. Okay, so then they want you to do, use the tan to make a nose, and then make some split black yarn. So you only want 2 plies, and embroider the eyes with a straight stitch. Okay guys, so I guess I'm going to be making a nose, a tan colored nose, and then 2 eyes. Okay, I'll meet you back. Okay guys, my Santa's done. So I put on the little nose, like a little French knots, and I did the eyes, and I made the hanger. So there is the day number 12 Advent Red Heart Crochet Amigurumi Santa ornament. There it is, you guys. I think he came out so cute. It was a lot of work, a lot of different stitches and things. And just remember, the skill level is easy, you guys. Now, I finished the headband, the reindeer headband. So I finished the reindeer headband, and I want to show you how it came out. Hold on. So here's the reindeer headband, you guys. I finally got it done. You can see the back of it. And the way it was made is the part that goes around the headband was used the cotton yarn. You know, the ones that you use to make dishcloths with. And this is going to be like a one and done, because what you had to do 6 stitches in the round to make the tube that fit around the headband. Then I took some acrylic yarn to make the ears and the antlers. And then what I ended up doing was I did 13 stitches from here to here to line it up. And it also turned out that it was 13 stitches from here down to here. So that's how I balanced it. And then I got these little pom-poms, fuzzy pom-poms from Hobby Lobby. And then I had these larger bells, jingle bells. Whoop! Did you hear that? Did you see that? So I wanted to see if the bells would ring. So there it is. And one of the bells just fell off. So I hot glued these on. So I'm going to have to give this one a little bit more hot glue and test it and make sure. How funny was that, you guys? That wasn't planned at all. Anyway, you guys, I'm done with both the advents. I'm going to start on a baby blanket and a blue baby blanket. And the pattern I'm going to use is Heart Hook Home. And it's going to be the Sultan stitch. I made this a while back, and if I remember, I enjoyed doing the stitch. So I'm be making a baby blanket, a blue one. You'll see it soon. And I got to go get the hot glue gun and put my jingle bell on there. It should ring. I guess they're not going to jingle. You guys, I'm too funny, right? Okay, you guys, talk to you later. Love you. Bye.